Hello and welcome, everyone. This is welcome to season 13. Uh, this is tier 5 and round 1. And I'm your host, Moose. Just gonna wait a minute or two for people to filter in, and we will get right to it. Um, Yo, what's up, HK? Hey, buddy. Good to see ya. Nice to be back. I think 3 seasons now. I don't remember now. I think it's 3 seasons of comms. Maybe. Yeah, third season of comms. Good stuff. Um, yeah, so for anyone who's never or is new to ALR or anything, it's a 10-minute quali, right? 10 minutes. That happens before this. This is like a replay, because we can't do comms at the same time as the race. Not enough spots in the lobby. And also we can't really save our qualification. So it's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, so 10 minutes of quali, and this order on the grid at the moment is from that result. And then we'll have a 15-minute sprint, which is what this is. And next will be a 40-minute feature race, all in one stream. Races are Monday at 8. You can watch Tier 1 live, because they do have a spot for comms on Tier 1. But yeah, welcome. I think we'll get rolling here in just a second. We're going to go through quality times and the order. And everyone's got new cars, of course, because it's new season. So, right. We have on pole position for our first race will be Zab DS. He had a pole time of 1 minute 29 seconds, .462. And he's in the Supra, the 2018 Supra. Juho here, 1 minute 29.617, so just about a tenth and a half back. He is in the FT1, Toyota FT1. HK in third. Also point. I forgot to put that down. 1 second there. HK with a 30.030, so about 4 tenths back on Juho there. That's in the Lexus RCF. In fourth, we have Name in the FT1, Juho's teammate. So good quality result for them. And P5, we have Schumacher in the Porsche 911. In P6, we have Nath, in the Beetle. Might as well go through these. Also get a little peek at these new liveries we've got here. P7, we got Munkin in the Porsche 911. P8, we have Clouds in the Gen X. P9, JP Greenwood in the Jaguar F-Type. 10, he goes by Senna in game, but in the Discord he goes by Emil Doomgun. So I'll refer to him as Senna, but goes by both. He's in the Gen X. P11, we have Tireless Jaden. He is in the Mercedes AMG 2016. P12, we have Slavman and the Supra GT500. In P13, we have Love Dawn in the Ferrari 458. P14, Super Cracker, aka Crackavelli, in the Lexus RCF. And Lord Hands will finish us off here with the Beetle. Right. AMG 16, what a car indeed. The Beetle is also quite the car there, Lord Hans. Shouldn't be too bad this season, I think. But we'll have to find out. There is a moose loose. I missed that comment. Anyway, let's get her started. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. Away we go. And that is Juho with a very, very nice release there off the line. And HK as well as I'm getting a little bit behind there, already finding himself a P3. Name has poked himself up into the top 3. HK kind of losing out there just a little bit. So hard to get these starts sometimes. JP with a good start as well. And I see a looks like a BMW, but that is a BMW. I don't have anybody at the M6, so I'm a little confused. Slotman. Juho out well in the lead, into the second corner, third corner actually. With Name in P2 and Zab back 2 positions there in P3. HK also losing out here quite a bit. My cat is here, if you can hear him meow. Hey Zoro. Oh, and into the, yep, I did that as well, so that is a pain I'm familiar with. Slavman also off into the gravel pit. Juho and Name still out front, so nothing changed so far. Go boy. That's a good one. Love Don up from P13 into P6. That is an incredible start for him. And I think his debut, tier debut here. Monken coming on the inside, and he'll actually get the better line there. Being a little cautious, which is fair. Still up a good few positions, so what a start there. Senna with a 2-second penalty. That'll be track limits probably on the exit. Back there. Half a second for Crackavelli as well. Zab's peeking into Name's mirror. And we'll keep right on him. Getting pretty close up here, especially with these few penalties. HK is going to have benefit from both of these. Obviously, since he'll get past Senna regardless. Senna goes a little wide, and looks like tireless Jaden kind of, no, he's waiting at least, okay, fair enough. Yeah, kind of took out Crockavelli there on the turn. Did wait a sec and kept going. So there's Senna serving his 2 seconds. Many punts. Shouldn't be punting. It's too early for that. Schumacher looking pretty good here behind JP. JP's a little better acceleration come up the hill, but I think Schumacher's in a pretty good position. Zab and Name going here side by side. Zab going well on the inside. Name's gonna turn quite a bit quicker than I thought he would. I thought he was gonna be on the kind of escape road there for a second, but manages to get it back on track. That second penalty is obviously gonna hurt quite a bit here. JP just behind him, but he is fighting off Schumacher, and this is gonna be Name a little bit too aggressive on the throttle coming out of the exit, and loses his rear tires. And that's going to set everybody back, and JP kind of gets a little punt from JP, Schumacher. So getting a little bit hairy here. HK going on the inside of JP. Israel. Nath giving a Slavman a little boost right before the braking point, which I'm sure wasn't too comfortable, and he's going to get slip right past as he gets a nice line out of the final exit of the lap. Slavman looking on the inside though. Nath is going to brake just enough, but the thing is, Slav hits him just a little bit, and somewhat close back here. Unfortunately, Crack Valley's still struggling a bit. Nath going on the inside of Slavman. Slavman gets a nice turn there, and he should be able to at least challenge him down the line here. Not too familiar with the Beetle, so I'm not sure how acceleration is compared to an M6. He's slightly worse, I think. Slavman goes very deep on the inside, and he does correct out enough to get to avoid the pretty significant. What are you doing? Sorry, my cat is being strange. JP going to serve his 1 second penalty here. We'll check back in up front as Juho is flying. Zab now a few seconds back on him. Looks like it might have been a little slip there by Zab or something. Schumacher in P3. Name not too far behind with Munkin as well. HK, and a little gap there. Nath getting slightly past left on here, and we getting into turn 1. See who can get out of the turn better, and that is going to be left on, who kind of wrapped up that exit very nicely. Should be able to beat him up the hill. Bit of comfort. Nathan might try the inside here. Looks like trying to take a normal line. Oh goodness gracious. Whatever happened there. Half a second for Lord Hands in the Beetle. And we got some bunching up here between 3rd and 6th as well. With HK putting on a fastest lap on the track so far with a 1:33 essentially, 0.3 essentially, just under. And HK's got some purple stuff. It's like livery. Air Jordan on there, little NASCAR. Both Schumacher and Munkin both get half-second penalties on the same exit. So there's teammates as well, so that Porsche will be a little fun to drive. HK gets a little tap in there, but I think he's just got to be patient and just stick behind these two, because as long as he can get nice and close up until the penalty line, he'll be just fine, I think. Let's go back and check on what's going on back here. Senna finding himself P8 now, or P9 actually. Nope, back into P8. Left on had a little bit of a funny exit there. Lord Hands looking to pick off a spot as well. Nath unfortunately having a big incident there, dropping all the way to the back. Juho on excellent pace as he sets a purple sector 2. See if he can take away HK's fastest lap here. If he can get these last 2 corners nice. Lost a little bit of time there maybe. Not too bad on exit as well, so it. Oh, so close. 5 thousandths off, but Zab actually will take the fastest lap on track with just breaking 130 by 2 thousandths. So we are working very closely here with these times. So that's 3/10 off. He's gained on Juho the last lap. Name is on a good pace as well, but not quite as good as the top two at the moment. Zab might be catching up to Juho here within a lap or two. Sitting probably about 2.5, 3 seconds back. Oop. Ah. Oh, that's far back too. Oh no. Oh, what a strange. I'm not sure what. If he overbroke into that, because it looked like HK was pretty comfortable on that line, so that was a very odd incident. Stewards have ruled on it, I'm assuming, if it's been reported. I don't know. I haven't looked. But we might look after the race. We'll see. Ooh, Zab going in with another quarter second almost. Actually, just over a quarter second, beating his last lap time with a pretty solid 29.7. He's definitely catching up to Juho, who, yeah, he almost closed a full second on that last lap. So it might be just a matter of time here, as long as I can keep it clean. And Name is still on good pace, but Zab is just flying right now. And there's only 3.5 minutes left in this sprint. Plus, obviously, finish up whatever lap they were on. Goes a little bit funny and a little bit late in and tries to avoid JP. A couple penalties mixed in there. Nathan, fortunately, off on turn 3 there. He's not having a fun day. Tireless Jaden worked back into 12th. I'm not sure what's happened. Missed a few things here, I think. See how Slavman fares with Lovdon about to serve. Lovdon about to serve and serving now his half-second penalty. Not sure why that was so difficult to get out of my mouth. A little bit of contact there as Slavman scoots by. Bit of contact. And Clouds, I think, right on the back of Lovdon here, and he tries to go for the pass into turn 1 on lap 9, and Clouds goes very late on the brake. I think he forgot to brake completely into that corner, and he is gone. So that is Lovdon a much safer position at the moment. And Zab here, quite close now, definitely within a second of Juho. Lapping almost the same on consecutive laps there. That is mental. Yeah, HK says in chat Hamilton in Baku, and that is that's actually very accurate. He just, yep, straight line gone. And lordy. So we're kind of spread out here now. Munkin's serving a very unfortunate 2.5 seconds, but doesn't seem to be in much trouble with Schumacher a couple seconds more back there. Brake magic. Oh yeah. dip on it, nothing's there. Crackville also at the half second, and Senna might actually catch up to him here. And he'll fly past, and they'll definitely be challenging each other here. Senna might be looking at his own penalty, with seeing how he's in the track limits now. Using the full width of the track for a 3-second penalty, which is gonna absolutely nullify everything you just did there. And let's make sure we are paying attention to the front, because we have 35 seconds left on the clock, and they will not finish. They will not complete another lap, so this will be it. Juho playing some stout defense, but getting a little bit too on the grass. Zab very close behind him and just trying to find the opportunity. It's a little bit hard to find a passing spot here. Yep. Food left the post cut. A little rough on the braking for this. Juho looks like he's just going to wrap it up here with a P1 to start the season. Zab getting a half-second penalty there. In P2, but very good driving to catch up to Juho. HK P3 with Name very close behind in P4, JP P5, Munkin in P6, Schumacher P7, Lord Hands P8. Oh, Left On getting a second penalty there, unfortunately, probably on the previous corner. Yes, Hobman P9, Love Don P10, Clouds P11, Tireless Jaden P12, Crackavelli P13, Nath P14, and Senna P15. So, just going to take a quick second, write down our result so I can remember where everybody starts. Oh. Right, we have actually a new rule this season, or changed rule. It's not going to be a reverse grid from sprint to feature. It's going to be reverse the top 10. So if you finish 10th in the sprint, so it'll be Left On, it'll be pole, and Juho will be 10th, and 11 through 15 will stay the same. We can actually just go to... I'm just going to write it down from the starting order, just in case anything happens. I think something does happen. Nope. This is it. Zab with pole, as well as sprint fastest lap and P2. So that's a pretty good start to his season. Stop. Cool. Right. Cool. Yeah. So let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee, and we'll get started here in a sec. So, yeah, let's just stick with this for a sec. Righto. And we'll get started here. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's a 40-minute feature race. And we'll see a good bit of strategy here. And we also don't have a new tire rule. There is no tire rule. You don't have to change compounds or anything, which is quite nice. Slobman getting a little bit funky there on turn 1. I think he might have the back left on. We're going to stay rather steady so far. HK almost side by side at name for P6. Doesn't look too rough in the back here. Bit of contact between Munkin, Lord Hands, and Schumacher, and JP is going to really take advantage there. Lord Hands getting kind of stuck up on the curb and next to 2 other people. And Name and HK will both fly past him as well, as they got a much better exit coming out of there. Almost going wide there, I think it's HK, and we got some action up here as well as JP gets past Schumacher. With a brilliant start to this race, honestly, JP. Kind of flying around and making some good moves. Maybe a little bit too much there as he kind of makes complete side-to-side contact with Slobman. I think that was pretty mutual there, to be fair. Lovedon coming back into P3 as Slobman flies into P2 and Munkin off into P1, starting in P5. Riding pretty nicely in that 911. And that's Lovedon with a half-second penalty. And also note tire compounds here, so Munkin on mediums and Slobman behind him on softs. So to see if Slobman can take advantage of the compound difference. Juho getting a great exit out of turn 3 and passing Schumacher before they even get to turn 4. Oh, and Schumacher nailing the right back of Juho completely into the gravel. What a mess. Yeah, that was a mess. Juho getting completely caught up in that. Wow, yeah. Maka getting bumped out, and then I think that was by Clouds. He doesn't have any damage. That was kind of a very unfortunate, nasty incident there. Jaden P12 with about to serve his 1.5 second penalty. And now Juho has got and Schumacher as well, have both recovery drives in hand. And that's not great for Juho as he's on softs, although he might be going for a soft strategy. Schumacher on mediums, probably going to try to be a bit more steady. Looking back up front, we have Munkin in P1 still. And Slobman with a 1 second penalty. That's really going to hurt him with JP, who's been kind of a tear started this feature race. Name getting a good break into turn 2, and Munkin spins off at turn 3. I cannot get these turns right for my life. I just kept on. Yeah, just kept on. Just the hair a bit too much, I think. So Slobman with that 1 second penalty now in first place. He's now 2 second penalty, so he's definitely going to give that up. unless JP finds a way to bin it between now and penalty marker. Name very close behind as well, so Slotman's going to be dropping at least 2 spots here, maybe 3 with left on being almost close enough. See how I think that's going to be dependent on his corner exit. Name is kind of fighting JP here, so they're losing a little bit of time, and they will lose a little bit of their advantage from fighting each other. Wow. Name going on the inside, and he might take this away from JP for the second. That'll be up Name 2 spots into P1, and that is absolutely mega. Oh, this might be a really good battle for this race. That is exciting to see. Slobman in P3, Love Dawn with Clouds right behind him in P4 and P5. A little bit of contact there from Clouds, just a bit, and Love Dawn manages to keep it steady. JP right on the back of Name, and he's gonna pick the inside of this turn 3 to try to make his move. Very nice and snappy there by JP, and Name loses the turn by getting on the accelerator a little too early. But looks like JP is flying on these medium tires. Looking very comfortable and very smooth. So, what's he driving? Jaguar. F-Type is looking pretty good. I'll say that much. Clouds on the inside of HK and on a little bit late jump out there. Fair enough. Clouds is really trying to make a push here, and he's on the soft, so he really needs to make some moves to make these pay off. Again, I don't know what their strategy is, so we'll have to see. I think a soft is pretty popular. Oh, what on earth? Jesus. Name just... That's heartbreaking. Oh, that's just a little silly mistake there. So, Love Dawn up into P3, Clouds into P4, and he's going to challenge on the inside at turn 1 here and make a good bit of contact between the two of them. And Love Dawn is going to tuck himself right back in behind Clouds. JP about 2 seconds up on Slobman. Slobman not in Supra. He's in the M6. And that is Clouds spinning out on the exit of turn 4, I think. Jeez, just turning off the curb way too much. And Munkin here having a little bit of trouble into it as well. And a good few mistakes here between some drivers. Just gonna continue to shake things up quite a bit. The Juho only in P9 at the moment, and Name back into P11. He tries to claw his way back up. Zab with a lot of trouble getting through the traffic and all the chaos. Does have the fastest lap on track with a 130.5, and he should be probably crushing that at some point. Good close battle up here between P3 and P5. And P6 actually. Crackavelli in P6. Massive. On the soft tires, staying alive. HK making a move on the inside of Love Dawn coming into turn 3. Love Dawn gets a little bit later to brake, and he kind of makes a beeline to the apex. Not really leaving a lot of room for HK, but we'll keep P3 for now. as we spread out just a little bit. Crockevelli P5 battling with Nath in P6. A little bit of contact there, just unsteadies Crockevelli's car, and actually HK here gets a brilliant exit out of turn 5 for whatever the hell it is, and flies past Levdon, who's starting to seem like he's struggling a little bit tire grip. He's really trying to catch up there to HK, who just snagged P3 and looks like he's flying away. Levdon having a little bit of trouble. And he's now got to face Crockevelli, who's on slightly one mediums, but who is on a tear lately. Levdon seems to be just losing a little bit of traction in the middle of the corners. I wonder if he overheated his tires a little bit. There's some clouds coming in, so might pull the track down a smidge. Probably won't matter too much until they switch tires in pit. Zab into P6, looking to really make the most of this round 1. And Juho, 2 places back, our sprint race winner for this round. Slobman putting a bit of pressure here on JP, and JP's on those medium tires, so Slobman's done a fairly good job keeping his softs alive, and has quite a bit more life left in them, as we still have half an hour left in this sprint race, or future race. I do wonder if we're going to start seeing some rain, because those clouds look kind of rainy. We saw rain for Tier 3. Slobman, brilliant exit out of the final turn. They're going to be side by side going into turn 1. Slobman getting a little bit ahead on the inside. JP might be able to get a good exit. He does get a really good exit, but Slobman's right in front of him, so there's nowhere for him to go. So Slobman's in the keep position for the moment. JP's trying to ask him to pick a side, and he's going to really push the inside there. Pretty cool Jaguar livery. Lost a little bit of time out of turn 3, but still very close. Levdon trying to get back P6 from Zab, who still has the fastest lap on track. Oh, Levdon going late on the outside and just trying to recover himself. And Zab is now more looking towards Nath and P5. The 2 RCF teammates, P3 and P4. JP putting another push here on Slobman, coming to the final 2 corners of lap 8. And kind of nudges him out just a little bit, but that's fair. And he's gonna scoot himself into P1 yet again, as they are losing a little bit of time on battling each other. Zab is gonna be the first one to pit off his soft tires, and we have to go back and look at who's pitting, but this is a really cool battle. The livery's just eye-catching. I love it, the Jag. The green's a great touch. I think that was a good move there. I don't think that green works on too many cars like that. A bit of contact here, and HK is really gonna try to push this, push himself into this battle, as JP loses out from that little bit of contact and getting his car unsettled a bit. Late on the inside, maybe his tires are not too hot. And he'll just nudge himself ahead of HK. See if Slobman can take advantage of this. He is on those soft tires, which are going to be showing a little bit of wear. Loss of grip. JP's got a little bit lost grip there on his mediums. HK just going off the outside and kind of compromises his exit onto the back straight, I guess, or whatever you would call it. Not really back straight though. Monking with a 1 second penalty. Senna serving a half second here. On the next lap actually. So Zab, the only one to pit so far, quite early, so he's betting on 26 minutes on the soft tire set, and another change we made this season was, that's another second there for Clouds. There's going to be a bit of time here, and the name is going to be looking at him pretty close here soon. Oh, I missed some things. We're gonna watch this. It is very awesome to have good battling up front. Slotman pretty well up. JP. It's a very tricky corner, turn 3 there, as it is uphill, and I think slightly cambered turn, and it's very, very hard to get back on the throttle responsibly. JP really putting a push in on Slotman, and see how our sector times are in a second. Well, everyone's starting to feel it. A little bit of tire issues, and still probably have another 5 minutes before most of our drivers have pitted. Not sure how many are going to try to keep it out long. Left on going a little bit in the gravel there, and it's Juho is right behind him. And Juho goes on the inside. A little bit early on the braking, but he will take the position of P6. Where's the Beetle livery? Oh yeah. That is pretty clean. I like the number. I like the VR2. It's very clean. I like the color as well. I like the red and the. I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna call this color. It's like almost gold, but it's off-white. I don't know. Somewhere around there. Zap to the back. Actually, sorry. You put it. Catching up a monk in there. Just a little. HK is going to be thinking about pitting here soon, as he's got roughly a quarter of his front tires left. And it's going to be pretty hard to be driving around all these guys with it as well. I didn't realize that both the Beetles were different colors. That is nifty. And then the red is also on the stripe, and the blue is the other one. That's good. That's good stuff. Well done. Cracked Valley P5 still, as he's holding his position. Schumacher battling here with Loved On for P6, as Maka gets the little scoot into turn 1 here. He'll brake a little bit later as well. I think Loved On's trying to ramp up this exit, which is fair enough. Lord said he wore red for Austria. Fair enough. Are you guys changing your liveries like per track? I always appreciate it when that's done. but I am much too lazy / way too much stuff to do that every week. Stuff to update the Mazda deliveries for the Mazda Cup. A little bit of argy-bargy coming out of turn 4 or whatever. Both the JP and HK serving half-second penalties. HK had a nicer exit coming out of there though, so he's going to lose just slightly less time. 3 Lord Hands and I guess the Beatles have 3 color schemes lined up. So that is pretty cool. Crackavelli into pit. That'll be I think our second. Yeah. Zab's still catching up here. Senna is all over the place and nearly takes out Zab, and that would have been absolutely crushing for a pretty tough race he's had so far. Getting taken out. And yeah, so Crackavelli gonna be putting on some kind of tires. And I think that'll be the start of many pits. Name getting a really horrible exit there in turn 2 or turn 1, and Clouds doesn't. So Clouds will take the spot, and actually a purple sector 1 there as well. Lord Hand's making a good push behind Juho and P7. Lovedon and Schumacher still fighting, and Lovedon with a 1 second penalty. He's going to be serving here soon, and Schumacher flying away in P5 for now. Nathan P4, HK now battling JP, who has not been able to catch up to Slavman, I think, as much as he'd want. HK trying to ride real smooth here, and he'll have to take the inside. He'll pop back out to the outside to correct the racing line, and actually he gets a, funny enough, much better through the turn, and side by side at JP. Juho goes into pit. I think that's our only one to pit. Oh, yep. Sure what happened there, but now JP pretty solidly in front. Nate's not too far behind either. So Zab in his recovery drive back into P10, but on those soft tires, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to go the entire race on these softs. He might have to pit again, which would not be helpful for his race. And we have a few more going into pit, with Senna the last one out of this group. Juho on the softs, Crackavelli on mediums, and Senna is Beetle's kind of tires. Fair. Did not know that. To learn. HK and Nath going into pit actually from P3 and P4. JP has got a half-second penalty, so I'm wondering if this kind of undercut will work well for HK. It's not really an undercut though if he's on mediums and probably not hitting on the same strategy. Lovedon, Lord Hands, and Clouds all into pit. Sawman with a half-second penalty, but he is starting to really be in the distance. JP's gonna have to pit anyway because I didn't look at fuel. Excuse me. Sawman still has a couple laps if he wants, but I think he'll probably just hit another pair of softs on this lap or next lap, regardless of fuel, because he's done a pretty good job. He's already past the halfway point, so JP getting really into big trouble there, and manages to not completely lose it off track right before he goes into pit as well. But luckily for him, Schumacher's good bit behind him, who was undercutting, if anybody. Slobman into pit, JP into pit, Schumacher into pit. It's a bit of a tricky pit entrance. It's like already a tough high-speed turn, and then you gotta slow down that much into a high-speed turn, and it's not a good time. As you can see, Name also into pit, so our top 4 at the moment. Zab will continue on, and if for some reason he can make these soft tires work for the rest of the race, I think he's a genius. We'll see about that, because he won't have too much space with HK a good few seconds behind, and also Slobman coming out of pit. HK comes out, and that really did work for him. With JP just coming out of pits now, and JP had a bit of an incident there, lost him a few seconds. 51. Actually, their in-laps were only 1 second off each other, HK and JP, so not too much loss there, actually. From that perspective, so they must have lost time somewhere else. Who knows? So Zab on 10-minute worn softs, and HK here. Oh no, he doesn't have enough fuel anyway. I keep forgetting to look at fuel. Right, so he'll be pitting next lap most likely. So essentially a 2-stopper, which I think is probably the only 2-stopper here. He's got a good few seconds up, but this is a long pit. Not a very fun one. It's a very long pit lane. So he's going to come out somewhere in the midfield. We'll have to see where. But obviously on good pace, as you know, it's over half his tire length life. He got a fast lap. So what can you say about that? Yeah, so HK about 2 seconds up on Slobman. Nath starting to fight Slobman for P3. Crack Valley P5. JP trying to get himself back up into those podium positions, but time is running out, and he's got a Crack Valley in front of him. So I think he's trying to warm up his tires. A little bit of swerving on the straight and pushing through the corner. Might be able to beat Crack Valley to the next one. And he's going to pinch Crack Valley, so by not taking the full width of the track, and find his way back into P5. Schumacher just behind as well. I feel like we keep saying that. Zab into pit for the final time, hopefully. HK setting a personal best on that lap, so that bodes well for him, as that Lexus is good on fuel. You see. And we got Slobman battling Nathan, defending against Nathan for P2. And Nath getting somehow 0.6 better than his fastest lap. A little bit of congestion here as Juho finds himself back into P6 from incidents gone by. Zab came out somewhere in P11 or 12, Name in P12. Monken's going to serve a 1 second penalty here soon. That's going to be pretty unfortunate for him. He's at the back. So Nath dropping just slightly back behind Slobman. But these last 2 corners will possibly be able to set him up for something early on the next lap. Slobman going a little bit wide. Might get himself a small penalty, but I'm not sure. He wasn't far off enough. I think you have to be completely off the red and white curb to pull that. I think he's still had a pair of tires on. So Schumacher, 1.5 second penalty, and that is going to make this fight absolutely worthless for him. As he fights Juho for a P5. Schumacher tries to go a little bit too far in too quickly and kind of messes up his exit as a result. So that'll be Krakovelli into P6 as he tries to get back from his slight loss of time earlier. A little bit of contact from Schumacher, unfortunately there, as he still is looking at his second half penalty, which will give Krakovelli P6 back pretty quickly. We're hitting almost 10 minutes left in this race. And we have some pretty good battles on track still, I think. Schumacher is going to be trying to chase back up yet again. Unfortunately for him, it's been kind of a rubber band this race. JP with a 1 second penalty as he's starting to drop back a little bit further. Nathan to P3. Actually, he was fighting for P2 there. And goes really far inside and yeah, just compromises the exit. And the Beetle did not like that whatsoever. Doge M6 going into P2, turn 2 in P2, and looking pretty solid. HK loving life up front as a race leader. Well done, I missed that earlier. And we've had a good bit of mixing of positions in this feature race. Loved on with a 1 second penalty. That's going to hurt things yet again as Krakovelli tries to get away from the M6 as those Doges in the back. I'm pretty sure it's like a Bitcoin. Yeah, it's Bitcoin. Dogecoin, whatever that is nowadays. Didn't realize that was still relevant. So JP will still be fine with that second penalty. Lefton will not be as comfortable though, as Clouds is much closer. And Lefton really having fun on that curb. Is that not a Z4? I thought it was a funny looking M6. The Z4 is the small one. Oh no, that is an M6. Oh, Z4. Holy shit. See, I had really just looked at it from back, and I did do this at one point, but I'm simultaneously observant and oblivious. It is a Z4. Sorry, I knew better. He originally had the Super GT500 when cars were designated, so that's what I had written down, so that started all my confusion. Blame changing his car. Z4 is an interesting choice though. Did not bother to see if it was viable with the new rules for the season. Obviously not doing too badly if it's sitting in P2. Slick. Thanks for the correction as well, Lord Hands. keep me aware of what I'm saying. Which is sometimes incorrect. 7 minutes left in this feature race. And HK looking pretty strong in P1. Some pretty consistent laps, quicker laps as he goes. Funnily enough, gotten faster since lap 18. And purple sector 1 is definitely a good sign for this lap, if you can keep it up. And 2/10 off Slobman in that last lap. And so HK definitely best pace on track at the moment. Schumacher again fighting for P6 for probably the 5th time. The end of this race made me think that Porsche had been made wider, says Lord Hands. I just think he's got really good pace, but then at the same time just cannot stop getting penalties. Crackavelli a second, Clouds a second. Clouds sneaks past the battle that was happening here between Lord Hands and Schumacher. Or whatever the hell happened. There's a lot happening. So Crackavelli and Clouds serving those 1 second penalties should send Schumacher into P6. And penalties just seem to be deciding who does what. And I wish I had a count of penalties, because I'm pretty sure there would be a very strong relationship with end results. Crackavelli just off there on the curb as well. That front tire was still on apparently, which I couldn't see as well. Good check up here, up front. Our race leader, HK, with a bigger gap now, and Nath actually looking at Slobman and his Z4. He's got a half-second penalty, so definitely within shooting distance for the next 5 minutes. Wow, late break there from Love Dawn as he just sends it into the gravel. And that'll be the end of his race, I think, fortunately. Clouds at that half-second penalty again. And those penalties are absolutely killing him. And I think Crackavelli's done as well as he has this race because he has not gotten a lot of penalties. I know that last one was very consequential for him. But timing is everything in here. Clouds dropping back 2 spots there. Crackavelli keep P8. And Zab 2 laps off of his new freshly set fastest lap, which I don't really think anyone's been really close to at all. HK's best lap is 2/10 off. Oh, come on. How? Name just flies in. Just enough distance. Clouds wanted to do the same thing, but he was, I think, on the outside of whatever was going on there. And that is a hell of a move from Name, as he just flies right through the incident, which will send Crackavelli back in position, and Zab unfortunately having a really, really bad feature race. But he will take that point for fastest lap, and on top of pole position for sprint and fastest lap there. I think he's looking at a pretty successful season past this first race. HK on a flyer. This one, and he's driven very well. Definitely the cleanest of the front pack, and that has paid off dividends. And a second there for Slobman will put him in big trouble against Nath, who's probably just over a second off of him now. Juho in P4, good few seconds back. JP back into P5. Couple seconds off Juho. Yeah, HK is brilliant drive, I think, of this feature race. This is very well done. We are not quite done yet. 2 more minutes left on the clock, plus whatever the lap is left. But yeah, HK's been just look at his timing sheet on the right. Everything is pretty much within a second, and definitely closer in. And it's within a second over the past 10 laps. That consistency is extremely dangerous. Nath gets a half-second penalty somewhere, so that'll put a dent in his push for P2. He still obviously has a half-second less than Slobman, but we'll see what happens here. It'll get him on his bumper, but it won't get him past him. And I think we have one more lap past this one, so at least for those who are going to pass the line before the finish of 40 minutes. Slobman take in the middle of the road to cover off from Nath. Nath gets a pretty good exit and gets the draft as well off the Z4. And the Beetle is currently flying up this hill. Slobman into the middle of the road again to cover off. And see if you get the exit right. Beetle gets a slightly better exit there. This is the final lap of this race. Beetle a little bit smoother through the apex. No penalties either way so far, so we'll have to. This is all gonna be on merit. It looks like Slobman's just gonna be a little bit too far ahead of Nath here to drop that P2. Very good drive today. And this will be HK coming in for the first feature win of this season on a brilliant drive. Very well done. Those tires again. Slobman just pulling off P2 and Nathan P3. Juho in P4. JP P5. Lord Hands just back off of Schumacher for P6. And yeah, that'll be Schumacher P6, Lord Hands P7. Zab with a excellent sprint earlier and excellent track time. Just got caught up in too much crap, and he's gonna give up 2 spots at least to Crocodile and Clouds, maybe trying to avoid himself getting an automatic promotion or something based off pace. We'll see. So yeah, Crocodile P8, Clouds P9, Zab P10, Senna P11, Munkin P12. Name is out of fuel, so crawling to the line, and Lovedon is also out of fuel, so that'll be that essentially. Hell of a race. Honestly, that kind of probably would be one of the better races compared to last year, so well done. I am going to go over the standings real quick. I'm going to back out of this because it's loud. That's very loud. Sorry. Right. Um, so, in our Tier 5 Drivers' Championship, P1 currently is owned by Juho Finn with the Toyota FT1 with a sprint win and a P4 in this. And this is also post stewards, so this is all final for this round. P4 in the future race, and he has 33 points. In P2 will be Point, also HK, who is just here, won the feature, and also had a P6 in sprint in the Lexus RCF. He has 30 points, so 3 points back from Juho. Slobman in P3 in the BMW Z4 with a P8 and P2 today. 5 points back at 25 points. JP Greenwood, P4 with a Jaguar F-Type. P4 and P5 today, 24 points, so just 1 point off of Slav. P5 goes to Zab in the Toyota GR Supra with the P2, P10, 2 fastest laps and pole. For whatever reason, for that P10, 21 points, so you'll be 3 back there. Nath is in P6 with the VW Beetle. P13 and P3 today, 20 points, so another point back. Lord Hands in P7, another Beetle teammate there, with a P7 and P6 today. A pretty good finish from him, with 18 points. Schumacher in P8 in the 911 at 13 points. Name in P9 with 13 points. That's a tie, actually. Krakavelli in P10 with 10 points and tied with Munkin there. Clouds in P12 with 8 points. Emil Jungun/Senna in P13 with 5 points. And Lopton will wrap us up with our current point standings with 4 points. For constructors, we have Team Toyota FT1 in first at the moment with 46 points. The RCF lads are in P2 with 40 points, and the Beetle pair in P3 with 38 points. So, well done. I think that was a pretty nice race there. We will be racing on Monday at, where are we? Bathurst. And that will be, I'm sure, extremely chaotic race. And a good one. And I think we have some really good pace in this tier. And I think this tier just gets better and better every season. And I'm excited for it. And I'm scared to drive it myself. So good luck to everybody. Have fun and do well. And I'll see you guys sometime next week. Thanks for joining. Peace.